Today, my health tip is not more of a food or a chemical health tip. It is a spiritual health tip.
Amen.
And one of this health tip is very critical. And when I read about it, I was like, I didn't know it was this critical. And my health tip today is stop complaining. Stop complaining.
Jesus.
I'm going to read y'all a little fact. Research from Stanford University has shown that complaining shrinks the hippocampus. Not a campus of hippos. That's a part of your brain, all right? It's called the hippocampus. An area of the brain that is for critical thinking, to problem-solving skills, and intelligent thought. So when you complain, you can't have that critical thinking skills. When you complain, you kill the side of your brain that is for intelligent thought, for problem solving. When you complain, your neurons start attaching itself to that complaining side of the brain. So it makes it easier to complain. It makes the road easier and smoother to complain about something than to have the critical thinking part to say, all right, I'm going to get over this. To have the common sense part to say, I'm just going to trust you, God.
Amen.
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 So you got to be careful because, damage to the hippocampus, when you complain, right? Damage to the hippocampus is scary, especially when you consider that it's one of the primary brain areas that destroy Alzheimer's. Like we gotta be careful when we complaining all the time. You know how you ever had a neighbor, they was old, they just complain about everything? We gotta be careful because that age we can start complaining about everything and we just inviting Alzheimer's to attack us. But the reason why this is a spiritual thing, because when I hear about complaining, all I see is you're not trusting God. When I hear about complaining, you're not happy for where God has you, the position He has you. And it just took me back to the children when they were in the wilderness. They just conquered a part of Egypt in a battle, and they were heading north, and they was like, oh man, we just won another battle. We're gonna have to walk through this wilderness and battle again. Oh, come on, battle after battle. What is this? God, what they started to do? Complain. I'm thirsty, God. I need a drink of water. What was they doing? Complaining. I'm hungry, God. This manna, man, I need some cheese on it or something. Like they started complaining. And check the spiritual part out. What happened because they complained? Complaining opened the door to fiery serpents, fiery snakes. So if you keep complaining, you're just opening the door for fiery snakes to bite you. You're just opening the door for depression to bite you. You're just opening the door to anxiety to get in your veins. You see, when they complained, they opened the door to fiery serpents, and then it said they felt like they was going to die. They were on the verge of dying. They were on the verge of giving up. Complaining will have you ready to give up because you're not happy with the position God has you.
Wow.
Amen.
What about if Joseph complained? God, you put me in a ditch, sold me as a slave. My own brothers wanted to kill me. I'll give up, God. What if Joseph would have complained? Where he would have saved the whole entire Egypt, the whole famine that was ready to wipe out his people. See, we never know where God has us. And we can't complain that the road is too bumpy. Or the scenery is too scary. Yeah. So be careful when you complain, because these fiery snakes will have you. And when I thought about that story in Exodus, and it said that they complained and they started cursing God. Your complaining is like a curse to God.
My God.
So hold your tongue fast. I know it's hard to control, and James talk about a little fire can kindle a whole forest, and but we got to hold our tongue on that complaining part. Because you're going to open the door to cursing God. And you're inviting fiery snakes in. And that the venom of the snake is depression, anxiety, suicide. They wanted to give up and die. They said, we'd rather die out. Let's go back to Egypt. Like, it was just amazing. So hold your complaint and trust in the Lord. Because Moses said, you want to be healed from this complaining? Look at the serpent on the pole, which represents Christ and everything he did for you. Did Christ ever complain? Imagine God saying, man, I'm tired of y'all. And just not give the earth oxygen for one day. Everybody start choking and stuff like, you know what I'm saying? We dishonor God every day, but yet he's still faithful.
Amen.
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 So hold back your complaint because God is a faithful God.
Yes, he is.
And just because you're in a bumpy road don't mean, you know what I'm saying, he ain't going to get you through.
Amen.
Amen. So that's my health tip for today. And let's introduce Regina, the queen of the house, for the word. Let's give her a round of applause.